Here's a video on a new Tecsun PL368. Got it a couple weeks ago off eBay. I believe it's the China-only version because all the writing on the box and all the writing inside the owner's manual was only in, and I think it was Chinese. Obviously I can't read it, but there were no other languages provided. Curiously enough, though, all the writing on the keyboard and stuff appears to be in English. So, curious. Anyway, this is the same form factor as the PL360 and the 365 and that CountyCom GP5. It's the same form factor, except they added a keyboard and they added some other cool features like a step button, a bandwidth selection, and a sync feature. And now the sync, I'm not sure it's a true sync. I think it's more like a ECSS option. So when you click it, you're listening to on sideband, and then you can switch between upper and lower sideband. We'll try it out a little bit here and see what's going on. It's better than a PL880, that's for dang sure. Yeah, so anyway, and we're going to compare it to my Tecsun PL360, 660. And then I got a Sangean 909, which has a reputation of being deaf on the whip. So let's try this. I got 12160, which is WWCR in Nashville, 100 kilowatts. And it's 12:45 p.m. Central Standard Time in Dallas, Texas, which means it's 18:45 UTC. So we are on 12160. Bandwidth 3.5, 5. I think 3.5 sounds the best. And then to get out of that, you just hit any other button and it goes back where you were. Let's try to sync. And this is only on the whip. There's nothing else plugged in. So the bandwidth, you can also do it, the sideband bandwidths, they're slightly different. So there's 1.2. Let's switch to the other lower sideband on the sync. Not a lot of difference. And if you hit sync again, it goes back to just normal AM. And let's see what our bandwidth here. Yeah, 3.5. I think that's where I normally leave it. Now, let's try the 660. And again, these are all just on the whip antennas, the 909 as well, even though it goes up a lot higher. So there's nothing else plugged in. So the 660 seems to be bringing in a little bit better. Let's try to sync. And it brings it in a little better. The sync is flashing, which means it's searching. There. It locked in. Sync. Sync LSB. There's just normal AM. Sync USB. That's max volume. And it's flashing, which means it's trying to find a signal. Lower signal, so there's sync off. So all these radios, they're fighting to find the signal in the middle of the day. Oh, incidentally, both of these radios, I have the lower bandwidth selected. If I bump it up to the wider bandwidth, it just brings in a bunch of noise. I don't even bother showing you. All right. So it's that Sangean roll-up simple wire that comes with the 909. And then I have it on an adapter to an alligator clip. Okay. And then the wire is just wrapped around the top of the room. It just goes around, so it's 20 feet or whatever, just wrapped around near the ceiling. That's all. So let's clip this to each antenna. Now this I'm gonna have to hold in my hand because it loses balance. So obviously the signal is much clearer. Signal strength, notice is up to 40, 36, 40. So let's try sync. That's sync on the lower, sync on the upper. Sync off. Bandwidth 3.5. A little better, I think. That's where we're in. 3.5. You adjust the bandwidth with the volume control. So any other button to get out. Okay. So this little 368 is doing very well. Let's try to 360. So here it is with no help. Let's clip this wire on. Obviously that brings it to life.
Looking for peace, for happiness,
sync upper.
Then look up to the Lord and say to him from the
sync lower.
I want your will, not mine.
Sync off. Narrow bandwidth. Wide. So I think it's a little bit better than the 368. Some of that might only be because the speaker's so much larger, so it just sounds better. Okay, let's go back to the 368 again. So you just got that little tiny speaker, but it's coming in really nice. has click stops. All right, and then just for giggles, let's try to 909, which normally responds very well to any additional antenna help. There it is, no antenna, just the whip. See the signal strength on the far right? Basically 0. I just clip the wire on. Brings it to life. That's narrow bandwidth. Wide. Narrow again. So I think without any additional help, just purely on the whip, the 368 kind of holds its own. And you add the length of that wire clip to the antenna, and obviously it improves it. And the other ones I think only sound better only because they have larger speakers. I mean, this one has a really big speaker. This one sounds great if you get a good signal. But that little 368, man, I think that's holding its own. And I think that's the same kind of internal setup as the new Tecsun 330. I ordered one off eBay. I won't have it for a week more or so. But I think that this one's going to be very similar to that. And I wish I could get a US language owner's manual or someone to tell me if there's any of those Tecsun secrets where you just push those buttons on the keypad to get different features or something like that. But anyway, there you go. I like this 368. I like it a lot. It's significantly better than the 360 or the 365 or the GP5. I got all three of those. And just adding the keypad, it makes it so easy to get around. Then you add the additional bandwidths. Tuning, oh, I didn't show you tuning step. Tuning step. So you got your tuning step, lower left. Watch the display. See that shows up there? That's a 1 kilohertz step. Or is that 10, whatever. But then you push it again, it goes away, and now you're at 5. So you get that option. And if you're in SSB, you can it opens up that little window with the decimal point with 2 places after it. So there's a lot of additional features added onto this, and it's got ATS and ETM, easy tuning mode, and what's ATS is the automatic tuning station or automatic tuning stop or whatever it is. But both of those features work great to zoom you through the band and just get whatever stations are available to you. And I think this 368 is a great radio. The 660 is a great radio too. The sync works great on it. Obviously it's bigger than that. And then the 909, it's really only a great radio if you hook up a wire to it or an outside antenna or something. Or if you just want to listen to local FM, that big speaker really sounds good. But yeah, that was like $260 or $70. That was around $100. And that was, I can't remember, maybe $70, 60, 70, 80 bucks, something like that. Anyway, I got a 330 coming. I'm going to compare it to this as well. So anyway, thanks for watching.